Oh, here we go. Hello, friends. It's Kelly Schneider, and I've got special guest here, James Herr. He's going to be filling in for Kindal today, who is in Italy. She's about to get married, which is really exciting.
Some important things going on.
She's got important stuff going on, but enjoying some time with her family, kind of bringing her family in together now and getting married, so it's exciting times. But we're here, and we're here to tell you about all the good stuff that we got going on here in Peoria. So, welcome to What's Up Peoria. We're going to talk about Thursday. So for non-musical events, we are going to start with, oh, by the way, it's October 3rd already.
Yes, it's hard to believe that, isn't it?
I can't believe it. It's kind of terrifying. Like, who's ready for Christmas? Because that's around the corner.
It goes by fast.
It does. But anyways, let's talk about right now, since that's where we are. We've got the fourth annual Farm to Table Peoria fundraising event. That's going to go down at the Junction City. Proceeds are going to benefit OSF Healthcare Foundation in support of their proposed new comprehensive cancer initiative. So, eating good, doing good, having a good time in the Peoria area. And these are the types of things that are, like a longevity thing in Peoria. So that's pretty amazing. Rolling into Pumpkin Land community, aka Morton, we've got the indulgence tours. That's going to include the apples because it's that time of year again. So get your apple picking going on. Sounds pretty good. I got to make my way out to probably Tanner's and get some apples. There's plenty of really great orchards around the area, though, so make sure you're checking those out. Let's see. We've got the East Peoria Oktoberfest Business Expo. That takes place at the Peoria, no, it doesn't, sorry. That takes place at the Paradise Hotel and Casino. So if you are a small business or you want to find out some of the small businesses in the area, probably big businesses too, I imagine, but it's the whole business expo. So lots of businesses will be there. And then finally, there's the Be Anything. It's the Cocktails and Careers event. That's taking place at the Trailside Event Center, and it's going to feature live auction, raffles, and playhouse-style activities. I don't know what that means. Yes. It's something. So if you attend that event tonight and you are included in the playhouse activities, I would love to see what that is going on. So that's what we've got for Thursday non-music activities, but James here is going to tell us about the musical stuff.
All right. Well, my wife reminds me, and Kindal reminds me, go and get married. There is something else besides music.
Yeah,
my wife has to remind me of that sometimes. So, but tonight in Peoria, we got the Holdouts Acoustic at Deer Creek American Legion Post 1276. And then we have my friend Josh Thompson and Mickey's Pizzeria. He is a great rockin' acoustic guitar player, so he's good. And Jeff Atterbury, also another friend of mine. I've seen him play at the Tartan Inn. And Tartan was one of the first places I got a gig at when I started a few years ago. So that's fun. So
that's fantastic. Yeah. Very cool. All right. So obviously lots of fun stuff to do. By the way, as always, we're just talking about a couple of the things, the musical events that are going on. So be sure to check out Kindal's page, Peoria Music Live, and that will have the full list of all of the musical acts that are taking place here in the Peoria area.
That's a good segue into what I wanted to say, is that every weekend in Peoria is a music festival.
I love that.
All you have to do is go on to Peoria Music Live, and you can get whatever flavor of music you want, from punk to light acoustics. Light acoustics is me, but anything you want to look for, you'll find here in Peoria. So.
Absolutely. And what's great is all the local businesses that support these musicians, because then you've got the opportunities to get some good food or get some good drinks and just see a lot of the different area establishments around here and listen to great music. So I love that. Music festival. Every weekend you can go to Peoria Music Live to find what schedule you want to check it out. So I'm a music festival junkie myself, so I like that idea. That's fun. So we'll roll on into Friday. That's tomorrow, but it's October 4th. Non-music stuff, we've got the Prairie Folklore Theater. That's once again host to the historic Springdale Cemetery tours. So that's beginning this weekend. The tours are going to take place the first 2 weekends of October. They run both Fridays and Saturdays. I was not sure. I think they do Sundays as well. But speaking of tours, we've got the Peoria Historical Society. They always have great tours as well. So make sure you go check them out because they kind of do a rotation of them. There's different things to find out, and you learn a lot about the history of Peoria, see some cool areas, and just have a good time. So I really enjoy doing those. There's a fish fry that's going to benefit the Carroll House of Hope, which is the Pekin Emergency Center. And that event is taking place at the Pekin Moose Lodge. So eat good, do good. It's what we do. If you haven't had a chance to check this out, the Peoria Art Pops artist exhibition is going to be on display at the studios on Sheridan. So this is all through the month of October. The opening reception is going to take place this Friday as part of the First Fridays tours for that and the Downtown Peoria Art Walk. So that's going on at the Sunbeam Building. And speaking of Chow's First Fridays, it's the first Friday of the month. So a bunch of different stuff going on at various locations around Peoria. You can go and support our local art scene, which is also fabulous. And you can probably buy pieces or check out demonstrations during that as well. I know a lot of places also have probably some musicians hanging out.
A lot of musicians are going to be playing out at the art things. So.
Yeah, which is great because you're supporting all kinds of the arts then. I just think it's fantastic.
Great
Peoria
synergy.
Really, it really is. And then you can follow up with that with the First Friday comedy tour that Matt Stein has been doing with his BS Entertainment. So that's at the Field House. It goes on, I think, starting at 9, which is after the First Friday tour goes. And this features 5 comics. And this month, the artist is Natalie Jo Bell. You can check out the other episode that we did the other day with both Matt and Natalie. Check out some of her pieces. They do a raffle for one of the art pieces there, which is pretty cool. And you have the opportunity to buy some stuff like prints and what have you. So all of the art's being covered, and it's freaking awesome. And then finally, the $1 Million Quartet opens up at the Peoria Players Theater. That's going to be an ongoing show.
Great.
So that's what we got for Friday on my end.
All right. Well, I love the music and the dinner theater and a lot of those things. Again, also we'll have a musical artist there too. Well, on Friday, we got Nick Sizemore at the Saddle Traps at Slaughterhouse, Washington. I have to make a note of that. I always try to find out a new place that does music. Spoonie at the Bootleggers at American Legion, Post 318, Morton. And we got Still Shine, which is a great group at Oliver's in the Heights, which is a great venue. Hopefully, I don't know if the weather will allow, but they got a nice little patio there.
They do, don't they? That would be
that one.
great.
Okay.
I hope so.
And another group I haven't heard of, Audio Weapon with the Hong Kong Sleepover and September Insomnia at Twisted Spoke Saloon.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully that should be an interesting, at least the names are interesting. Don't know the groups. And the park at Tin Lizard. And Tin Lizard, again, is another new venue that's opening up for music, so we're always excited to hear that.
Yeah, and I haven't been there yet, but I've heard it's pretty cool. And then you might be performing on Friday?
On Friday, every first Friday, and unfortunately it just started when I first started a couple years ago, so it's been going on for a couple years. I do a first Friday dinner music set of James Taylor, Jim Croce, and then I open it up for an open mic till 10, so from 6 to 10, so you'll get an hour worth of, or an hour, maybe an hour and a half of dinner music, depending on how it works out, and then we have it open for open mic. We usually have 20 or 30 people that come just to enjoy the music.
That's awesome.
And then we have 4 or 5 musicians generally that come. We got 8 slots. If you come early, we're peddling pasta, so come around 6:30 to enjoy a meal, and then we'll get you in to play some music, and we really have a good time with it. And my friend Roger Kelch is a co-host, and he does a great does a great job with sound, so it
Great.
does really well.
Where did you say that was?
It's in Germantown Hills, Michael's Italian Feast.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you
I know
for
exactly.
doing that. I tend to miss
Hey,
important
that's
details.
all right.
So.
I do too. And this is my show that I've been doing for 3 years apparently. So, real quick. So you mentioned James Taylor. So let's
Yeah.
talk about how you got into doing music. So
Yeah, well, I started at 8 years old playing with Sister Joanne, and I had to find a small guitar enough that I could fit my fingers around. I still have small hands, but I just played at church, and in high school, of course, you do the little garage band stuff, but mostly for the last 30, 40 years, I've been playing at church, and about 3 or 4 years ago, I found out that there was music, and I went out to see music. There's
in
music
Peoria.
in Peoria. And then somebody says, well, if you play guitar, you should go to some of these open mics. So I started going out to open mics and playing around, and in a couple of months, I got hired to some of the places, and I mentioned to in one of the open mics that I guess I'm kind of like a James Taylor tribute, and he hired me to play at the Apollo Theater, and I'm like, wow, this could work.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
Now, so now I've been kind of playing around the state as a James Taylor, Jim Croce, Paul Simon tribute. And
That's so great.
I just love these solo acoustic works that, so
Yeah. Yeah,
been
and
a
we
fun
got the
time.
James Taylor autograph on the hat
Oh, yeah.
right there.
Did I tell you? Yeah. So I didn't know he
You're
was.
watching. We love you.
Yeah, hi James. So yeah, I went and I'd asked if he was going to sign autographs. He says no, he's always too busy to sign autographs. But went to the restroom, came back, and there was hundreds of people who was signing autographs. And I was like, oh man, I lost my chance. I had my guitar in the car to sign, but so I waved my hat. I said, hey James, thanks for the online guitar lessons. And he looks up at me and he says, hey, that's cool. Pass that hat up. And so I had my moment with James.
That's so awesome.
So,
That's fantastic.
fun.
So, all right. So yeah, make sure you go over to Mickey's Italian Feast tomorrow night.
No, it's Michael's.
Sorry,
It's Michael's Italian Feast.
I think I just read Mickey's on
Yeah,
there.
Mickey's tonight. You can see my friend.
Yes, that's right.
Josh.
Yeah.
where's the school?
Jeez.
Josh
All right,
Thompson.
we'll get there.
But
You've never
tomorrow night I'll be at Michael's Italian Feast, Germantown Hills, and it's every first Friday. So unfortunately, some of my friends just can't come because they're busy, and I love that too, that they're busy doing other things. But it's good times. So.
Yeah, right on. All right, so now we will talk about Saturday, I think, on my side of the screen. Well, we'll start this off. So this Saturday actually starts the Spoon River Drive craft fair extravaganza that goes on. So it runs the next 2 weekends, goes everywhere, honestly. I mean, like Farmington and beyond. But great opportunity to check out local vendors, crafters. They've always got food, music, all of the good stuff. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, at least go give it a try. It's pretty neat, honestly. Let's see. We've got the Peoria Symphony Orchestra is presenting their 3rd annual 5K run and walk. It's an interesting concept, okay? You want to see if you can beat Beethoven as you run past stations playing Beethoven's 5th Symphony. So one of the world's most iconic and recognizable orchestra works, and an interesting way to kind of have a little race with yourself in the music. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, go ahead and try that out. If you're a runner, that's going to be a fun little event for you. Let's see, if you're gonna go to the Wheels of Time Museum, this is kind of a great weekend for them. They've got some fun stuff going on, but you can ride the newly restored 1931 Aaron's Fox fire engine. So this truck will accommodate up to 6 to 8 people and will run 2 to 3 times an hour. So just kind of a neat opportunity to try something totally different. I mean, unless you're a fireman, in which case you probably, a firefighter, excuse me, a fire lady, we're out there too. But anyway, so unless you're normally riding around in a fire truck, I doubt you've probably done that a lot. I don't know. I don't know. Who am I to say? Let's see. We've got the Salvation Army's Women's Auxiliary Annual Hope Has an Army fundraiser. So this features guest speaker Leanne Tui, who was the mother who inspired the movie The Blind Side. So that's kind of neat, and that's taking place at the Paradise. And then a couple of events going on at the Civic Center. We've got Kevin James is going to perform at the theater, and then Chris Young will be playing at the arena. So you probably need tickets already, but as a reminder, that's what's going on this Saturday.
Okay. Well, for music, again, you can always go on Pure Music Live to see a long list.
Long list.
But the ones that we have highlighted is Second Wind at Hungry Moose. Again, Hungry Moose is something that started music this year, so get out and support them. I've seen Second Wind at open mics. I would love to be able to see them, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what my wife says.
Yeah.
She says there's other things besides music, like the Spoon River Drive, so we'll see. Three and a Half Men is at Schnucks. Again, another music thing that I think is unheralded. Every Saturday they got music.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
I have not seen Three and a Half Men. I've heard good things about them, so I hopefully see them.
They played at one of my events earlier this year, and it was a really good time. So.
Okay. And we got the Sadistic Cowboys at Twisted Spokes Saloon, another good, well-established music and musicians. And a group I haven't heard of again, Circo, at Kenny's West Side Pub. And Kenny's is a great place that does local and regional music. So
They do. They
so
do.
it's nice
And
to have.
great food. Oh my gosh, don't even get me. Well, we already did. I already done started, and I'm starving. So,
So
I don't know.
to plug myself, I'm off on Saturday. So if my wife lets me,
okay.
I'm going to see music. I would like to plug next Saturday because it's a new place for me. I'm going to be playing at 225.
Oh, yeah.
From 6 to 8 p.m. next Saturday. And of course, if you know it goes well and people come, it's something that just builds. So
Okay.
I just want to plug
Have
that for
they
next.
have they typically done music there?
I think they've done some jazz and they've had
Okay.
some music, background music and
Sure.
stuff like that. So I know they've had music before.
Okay.
But it's new to me, and I'm really excited about it. It seems like a real
Awesome.
good niche. The dinner music crowd's my crowd.
Yeah,
So
that's your thing.
yeah,
That's
my thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we're rolling down into Sunday, wrapping up the weekend here. For me, I've got the Brimmer Brunch series. That's going to take, it comes to the Betty Jane Center for the Performing Arts, which is in the Peoria Heights. So this is an inaugural event, and it's going to feature executive chef Dustin Allen. Something's gone horribly wrong.
But I saw something about a sextet there.
Yes. Oh
Jazz
my gosh.
sextet.
Yes. Okay.
that was-
So Chef Dustin Allen is of Edge Restaurant, and he's going to be taking on a Southern Comfort menu. Sorry, I got a bug bite, guys. Taking on a Southern Comfort menu. What made this really exciting for me was the fact that they've got a craft Bloody Mary bar among other beverages, but that is going to be provided by Slow Hand Craft Barbecue Restaurant. So really, I love a Bloody Mary bar, obviously. I just said I was really excited about it. So anyways, the Kind of Blue Sextet will provide the music, which is a tribute to the landmark of Kind of Blue album by jazz legend Miles Davis. So that should be fun, kind of dinner music.
Yeah.
Try some yummy, delicious foods and stuff. Let's see. We've got the celebration of the migration of the monarch butterflies to Mexico. So this is taking place at the United Methodist Church, and it features a free butterfly pork chop sandwich and lunch, and then a viewing of Flight of the Butterflies, which is an award-winning film about how the migration pattern was actually discovered. So that's actually really fascinating that they do that. I didn't think they lived long enough to make that happen, but if you've ever seen a tree full of monarch butterflies, it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And then finally, for what I have is, sorry, as I'm choking, Schlockfest and a German-American Day celebration. So we're going to have German music by Al's Pals, and along with great food and family fun entertainment. So that goes on all day at Hickory Grove Park, I think. So check that out.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
With my last name's Herr, or spelled German's Herr, Herr. So
Okay.
yeah, the
My last
German thing.
name's Schneider, but
Schneider?
we're Swiss, not German, which is kind of interesting. Oh, and I totally had stolen yours. I mean, I was talking about it more for the food part, but
Yeah, but
apparently Kindal was going to push the Kind of Blue sextet there too.
okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. I was just excited about it,
Yeah.
just to see that.
But Kindal has some things looking ahead, right? So
Right. Okay, well, looking ahead, Yeah, during the day on the 12th, I'm going to plan to go to the Big Picture Peoria Acoustic Original Showdown.
Okay, that'll be awesome.
That sounds like a really neat event.
It
you know,
is. That's gonna
and
be
you know, I could have been a contender if I'd known about it, but it's nice to know. Nice to see, like, you know, all the solo acoustic people and see what happens with that. And then on the 13th, we have the Wolf and Gypsy Band CD release party at BG Karaoke Saloon, Bartonville.
All right.
And recently became friends with them on Facebook, but I'd seen them before a couple years ago. Really nice people.
Very
Real nice
cool.
couple, so it's really neat.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up all of the activities that we have here for the weekend going on. So James is going to wrap our show up with a little ditty that he's going to play for us.
So I haven't been working this last couple of years. I haven't really mastered the art of being able to talk and tune at the same time, but I'm going to try because I don't want to take up a lot of your time. But this is a song.
Fine. They love it.
This is a song I wrote. It was my first payment a couple of years ago. Down at the Red Barn. It has open mics on Tuesdays and Fridays. And they said, well, if you do a song about winter, we'll give you free beer, you know. And I didn't have a song about winter, you know.
But I will take any song about summer
yeah,
and throw the
yeah.
word winter in there
You
to
know,
get free beer.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Great payment.
so my thought was, just because I'm getting old, I'm in my mid-50s, and as we're all older people, and all these people are young, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to, you know, just do this for a few years and then get old and die. It's like, wouldn't it be nice if we all went together, you know? So the song is called Armageddon, but it really is a love song. Now is the winter of our discontent. The seas fall into the sky. The sun is gone, but we know where it went. Nuclear winter's the reason why. And it's a mystery why you are still here with me, as the world falls apart. But I'm glad, so glad you're here with me at the end of it all. Winter reminds us we all must die and fall. The scientists, they all have failed. And even though we've had a few regrets, we've learned to live and forgive. We've had good moments, we've lived our moments in truth. We've only had moments to live. That's why I'm glad, so glad you're here with me at the end of it all. The 1% have taken to their ships as global warming has its way. Thought they were better than the rest of us, but every dog must have its day. It's okay now, we all are friends now, as the waves come to our door. For the asteroid collision ends our narcissist illusions. It's the end of us all. And if indeed there is an afterlife, we'll all be there with love and song. And as fire and rain falls down on us, I guess we'll find out very soon. We lived our lives in worry, never knowing that love can conquer all. That's why I'm glad, so glad you're here with me At the end of it all, at the end of it all. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank
Thanks.
you
Thanks a
so
lot.
much for sharing.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been
This was I'm glad. I'm glad. If nothing, I hope our show is fun. So all right. Well, be sure to check him out tomorrow at Michael's Italian Feast. Be sure to check out the Peoria Music Live page so you can see all of the events going on because, as he said, it's a music festival every weekend here in Peoria. You've always got options for fun things to do. And that wraps up everything that we've got here, but we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
PeoriaLife.com.
Awkwardly chit chat.
Okay.
It'll wrap up.
Oh,
at
kind of
some
wraps
point.
up with no sound.
He'll say something and
All right.
we'll be done. I usually say, and that's the end of my show.